Alright, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, and for the Sagittarius that I'm speaking to today, I'm seeing that there could be a lot that could be unknown to you. There's a process that's kind of going on behind the scenes, and what you're seeing on the surface may not make a lot of sense to you at this time because there's something kind of being orchestrated energetically by the universe, by your spirit guides, that's going to emerge as time goes on. But right now, I see you could be pretty confused. So I'm going to dive deeper into these energies in a second. But before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I do offer them. You can email me down below in the description box. And if this reading resonates with you, please take a second to like and subscribe so that I can connect with you in future videos. But let's dive in here. Sagittarius, your overall energy for the reading is the moon, which is that energy of something being hidden from you, of the unknown kind of going on. And I see you in the energy of these cards today, trying to move through that energy of not being so sure what's going on. And there could have been times in the past where it felt like, yeah, maybe I do have a sense of what's going on, and then just as quickly it becomes obscured again, and you're not sure exactly what to make of what's going on around you. In the current energy, I see there being a lot of love around you and a lot of self-care, kind of giving that love to yourself as you move through and possibly heal from some difficult situations. And I see you kind of wondering, what's going to happen in the future, and trying to be open to love and kind of wondering what's coming next. So let's see what we have here for you. I see that there is something unfolding for you. You are on some type of path here, but you could be pretty disappointed by what happened in the past. Maybe people disappointed you, situations disappointed you, and it kind of left a bad taste in your mouth. There could be this feeling of, is everything really going to be okay? Maybe not really trusting that you are on the right path. You could be kind of doubting your path or doubting yourself because of what it is you've experienced in the past. And your oracle cards for the day are the Creator, Patience, and Aloneness. So really what I'm seeing is that's a direct message from your spirit guides, from your angels, from whatever you believe in that could be watching over you, telling you to have patience and to trust in their divine plan. Trust that there's something larger than you at play going on in the world, in the universe. And if you're feeling alone or you're moving forward on your path in a way that puts you in the space of being by yourself, there is a reason for that, and it's going to unfold over time with that patience card. The patience card also suggests a need to have faith in that higher power, to have faith in the Most High, in the universe, that something is going on behind the scenes that's going to culminate for your greatest good. But it's kind of a long game here. It's not something that's going to be really apparent to you right now. The way it's going to show up to you right now is, oh, I'm just dealing with things alone, or I don't have the support that I need, or something like that. Now let's take a look at your recent past here. When it came to engaging with other people or other energies, it could have felt like your confidence was shaken, or there was something that you couldn't quite trust around something in your environment, in your community. You're showing something happened that was really upsetting to you and really confusing, and you kind of realized, okay, this needs to kind of come to an end. And it could have shaken your confidence overall. Like whatever this is, when it came to an end, it was not only upsetting for you, but it may have shifted your perspective on sort of your life in general, or kind of affected your trust, is what I'm seeing. Your trust in the energies that were around you. And it looks confusing, and I see you ultimately trying to bring this to a close. And I see you kind of looking at whatever struggle went on here. And for many of you, this could have had to do with something in your stability, a commitment, a relationship, or a home space, some type of environment around you, where you're kind of showing me the higher level truth from your perspective, and then the conflict that went on kind of beneath that. And it's sort of like, you're showing me I knew that this was a bunch of crap or something, but it still was happening. There still was this struggle, this conflict, this energy, and it seems to be something that comes from the outside, and then from your perspective, you are kind of seeing it clearly and saying, yeah, it this is sort of the issue, or this is the mess. And that could have been the point at which you pulled away from these other energies, or you ended some type of connection here. Something made itself very apparent that it just didn't feel good. And in particular, it didn't feel right. It may not have aligned with your principles, with your integrity. Let's see what else we have. You're showing me what's next. This feeling of, I feel like I'm moving towards something, but I'm not really sure what's coming. And you're showing me that feeling of picking up on the energies around you, those kind of hidden energies, saying, I know something's cooking, something's coming, but I'm not really sure what it is. And it's not something that makes sense to the logical mind because it's something that comes in on the energetic level. And so there's a bit of a mismatch of like feeling it energetically, but then not seeing anything physically and being like, I don't really know what's coming. And there could be some fear around that with the Devil card at the bottom of the deck. But there's also a lesson in this about letting go of control and releasing the need to know exactly what's happening, because Spirit's saying, like I said, things are happening behind the scenes for your greater good, but it's not going to make sense to the logical mind. It's something that's going to be felt first before it gets seen. Now, in your current energy, I see a real commitment to self-love, and kind of as you commit to that process, there's more love that kind of comes out. It attracts external abundance from other places. But it's interesting because there is some type of fear or dissonance or hardship here. Let's take a look at that. You're showing me the pain of some type of ending or betrayal, and then sort of a lack of clarity around it, or some anxiety, some limiting beliefs. There's this feeling of you being really affected, possibly your self-image being really affected by whatever painful thing kind of went down here, whatever happened in the past. And you're showing me a conscious recognition of it, of, maybe this changed how I see myself, or even, possibly being hard on yourself for not putting yourself first as much as you could have, or something like that. I do see you healing, though. There's an energy of support around you, of someone else that comes in and kind of matches your energy and takes care of you, and also kind of reminds you to take care of yourself. And it comes through as a healing energy, as someone who says, I see you, I understand you, and I think that you deserve care. And this could be multiple energies or one specific energy, but it's something that kind of helps you care for yourself when you're at your lowest, when you hit that rock bottom point. My cat Sasha has the zoomies, so you might hear her running around. You're showing me a certain level of struggle around what's not there, or this feeling of I don't know what's coming next, and kind of wanting clarity and struggling and kind of looking and saying, what is it that I need to know, or what is it that I need to do? Whatever that sort of missing piece is for you, there's some discomfort in that, and it's like, well, you're not going to know. It's not meant to be known at this time. It's meant to be kind of under the surface there. And so you can look, but you're going to continue to kind of struggle because it's not known to you what's happening. But there are supportive energies around you, even as you kind of move through that energy of the unknown. I see you moving through healing and trying to focus on what it is that you do know, or what it is you can control. But even as you try to move forward and open up your heart, there's an energy of something being kind of unfinished, or a cycle being closed off that kind of wants to be closed off there. I see you trying to kind of figure out how to do that. There's something that needs to be released. Something that needs to be released that comes through as sort of small at first, but it's indicative of this larger fear. And if you give it too much power, it can kind of start to run things. And it comes through as that fear of the unknown. And it sort of requires this higher level of faith in order for you to move through this fear. And for you, you might be sitting there thinking, this is a catch-22 situation. How can I have faith if I don't know what's going to happen? Of course, I'm afraid. I don't know what's going to happen. In order to get over my fear, move through my fear, I have to know. And Spirit's actually asking you to stare that in the eye and say, well, why do you need to know? Why can't you just be present with what's unfolding? And I think things start to become clearer for you as you just immerse yourself in the present moment and start to heal by letting go of that really intense desire to know what's coming, which for many of you could manifest as anxiety. And then you come back around and you say, well, I'm just disappointed that I have to wait in order to know what's coming. Or, yeah, there's a real struggle with not just time and not just knowledge, but the place that they converge. It's like, I don't want to have to wait and I don't want to have to know. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, that's kind of life. Like, that's how things work. If you knew all the time and if everything just happened instantly, you wouldn't be, living your life. You would be at some type of sushi line where you can see exactly what's coming and then you pull your order off the belt and you eat it and you do it over and over again. And life isn't a conveyor belt. It's, a process of exploration, and that's what Spirit really wants you to dive into. Things will become clear to you when you release your need to know. And I know that sounds like a paradox, but it's really true. As soon as you let go of that sort of obsession with what's happening next, a lot of this energy and this confusion is going to clear up, and it's going to open up the path for clarity to come in. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps. I hope that this resonates, and I'll see you next time.